Are we ready to roll?
Yeah.
Are we rolling?
Yeah.
Hey, this is the Power Trip After Party.
I don't know how you don't eat this coleslaw.
Because it's fucking rabbit puke. You know that. It's
Well, I'll
disgusting.
be honest with you. It's all that's left. I don't fucking...
Scale of 1 to 10. How pissed are you about the
pissed.
scavengers?
I'm pissed because...
I'm going to have some Cane's bread
I'm
while you're
pissed,
ranting.
I'm pissed because, I honestly, I didn't have one. Because, I'm trying to lose weight. I didn't have one. But God damn it, there's like 6 fucking people in this building. I saw one individual who works for the station down the hall. He had multiple fucking plates, and multiple times when I walked out there, he goes, "Oh, Dave wants some." Dave has fucking legs. Dave can come get it. What the fuck are we doing? Like, I watched multiple people go back 3 times. Now you're going, Paul, you probably have done this. Sure, but like, let some people who don't
hang on, stop though. I've never once, I don't know if you have, I've never once, when other food is in the building for other shows, assumed it's for me. If people leave it in the break room because it's like for everybody, that's different. If it's outside of one of the studios, I don't assume that's for me.
Yeah.
I've never once just taken other people's food.
Not once. I
I
don't get it, man. Like towards the end of the year, Dave will do like a big like breakfast buffet for everybody that he pays for and brings in, and he invites everybody. I don't know how all of a sudden everyone it makes me mad because it's like there's multiple people. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'm going to be a dick. There are people in this building who took multiple plates of food that could buy lunch for literally the whole fucking building. The whole building, not just this floor. It's Corey's fucking endorsement. We don't need to come and take... If you want to have 2, have 2. Fine. You're not taking a fucking lunch worth. I mean, there was a guy who took, I bet, 8 of them. And multiple pieces of toast, multiple fucking sauces. This isn't a fucking cafeteria. It's being rude. And like we've talked about, there are people who don't fucking show up every day, but all of a sudden there's food down here and I'm going to walk my happy fucking ass down here and take a ton of it. Fuck that. It's fucking ridiculous. I would bet they brought 150 fucking chicken fingers.
And the Power Trip staff got, I bet, a total of, let me do the math here.
Rosie maybe had 3 or 4. Nate had a couple. You had a couple. Max had a couple. And Corey had some.
So we're at 20 to 25.
They're all gone.
The rest of them are gone.
Yeah. They're all gone. And I get it. Like, hey, there's some people like, you know, they're fucking hungry. That's the beauty of the radio business, is that there's always free food. There is. But like, they were out there before we even got a chance to get out there and get some. I don't know, man. People don't give a fuck anymore. And there were people from that station who literally didn't come down to get food, and they were just down there talking to Poliska, who was here for the first time. There were plenty of people who said, I'm not here to get your free food. But there were like 2 or 3 of them where you would have thought it was the last fucking meal on earth, and they just fucking took and took and took. Not 2 or 3 of them. That's fine. There's plenty. If there's 40 people in the building, if we each want to have 2 or 3 of them, that's fine. Don't take 10 of them. Don't take 6 pieces of toast, 4 fucking sauces, and 10 fucking chicken fingers.
That's in my exact order.
That's ridiculous, though. There are none left. God damn it. Fuck.
Zach, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was a little shocked. And I'm also, by the way, too, we've got a few minutes for the break, and I'm in charge of the board, so, like, I have to really be there for the most part. I can step out real quick. But it's like when you step out there and there's like a line going around the fucking corner, and I'm like, because, I'd like to dive in and get a couple, and I'm having to wait for, this station and that station and this other station to get through. I wasn't too happy about that, but
And back to your point, Sauce, about it being my endorsement, right? Because Canes are my guys. To me, it's more about it's our show's food, right? Like when the people from Drip Drop were here a couple weeks ago and they dropped off all those Drip Drop packets or whatever, Chris didn't take all of them home. He's let our team split them up, right? Mm-hmm. When Canes drops off food for, quote, me, I ain't eating 150, right? But it's for the power trip. And we normally have Hawk here, Lieber here on a Thursday.
Tommy.
Depending on what time the food drop is, Tommy's here.
Oh, shit. What if those guys...
Right, exactly. That's my whole point is if everybody's here on a Thursday, we have like 8 people, right?
Yeah.
Give or take. It's for those 8 first, and then if there's still tons left over, and there almost always is, if one of us doesn't want to bring some of it home, then it's for the rest of everybody else, right? Isn't that how that works? I don't know why that seems pretty common sense to me, but I don't know. It's supposed to be the Power Trip's food. Of course. Jump in.
You've been using Mike 4 the whole time? Oh, no.
No, Sauce was using that one.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
Sauce.
No,
Sauce.
Oh, okay.
No, Sauce threw that microphone in disgust.
He did. He pushed it away in great anguish.
Why did I just get an email from Adam Silver?
An
Because
email?
you're a very
Are you
important.
eligible this year?
He's thanking
Is this
you.
the other Paul Lambert at iHeartMedia that gets?
No.
No, that guy died. No, I'm just kidding.
So, Nate, what did you think about what was your take on the chicken strip fiasco from this morning?
So
Chicken Fingergate. Fingergate.
Fingergate, love it.
Fingergate. Title of the podcast.
It's one of those things where it's the lack of common courtesy.
Yeah.
Like, and it's selfish behavior that people only think of themselves. And there's a saying that you can tell a lot about someone's character by how they act when they're hungry. And when people are taking, an eighth of the amount of chicken that's out there, and, they may say, oh, it's for other people as well. No, that's not how this works. If you want part of this food that was brought in specifically for this show, they can walk down.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Nate. I don't have any problem with people having some. I don't. But it's the fucking common courtesy of taking 10 of them.
Absolutely.
You just, have a couple of them. There's plenty of it. There is plenty of it for everybody that's here to have a couple of them. But you don't need 10 of them. God damn it.
And if somebody does take 10, it better be a member of the Power Trip Morning Show.
Yeah.
That's ours.
Max and Zacho could take 20 of them if they wanted.
Yeah.
Corey could take 20 of them.
Because it's part of the show.
Don't have...
Yeah.
What if we have some restaurant that isn't necessarily an on-air partner bring in a whole bunch of food, but then we dump in it or something? You know what I'm saying?
Or like Dwight Hawkins.
Right.
A honeypot situation.
And then we just leave it out there and then watch all the scavengers get just horrific diseases.
Like
dysentery? You like that idea or not?
That idea is maybe 50-50. The idea of bringing it into the studio and forcing people to walk in and look at you, be like, I'm taking your food without asking. Because if they have to look at you, that will cut down on the amount of people that are like, oh, let me take this entire pan so I can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the next 2 days.
From now on, that's the deal, right? When Canes drops off food, we're just bringing it into the main studio and not leaving it in the hallway because otherwise the scavengers are just going to get it. We've joked about the scavengers forever.
This is the worst.
This was awful today. They devoured the whole thing.
Zach, why are you looking up Alejandro lyrics?
I believe Zach said he's writing a love letter to... Who are you writing
Max
a love
Kepler?
letter to? Oh, to Max
Alejandro.
Kepler. That's right.
You miss him?
Are you adding Alejandro lyrics?
I don't know. I was like, is it really just hop like Mexico rejoice is really the line I was... Because I was singing in my head, and I'm like, is it really hot?
Why are you singing that
hot like
song?
Mexico rejoice?
Yeah. It's a good song.
Don't
Why
call
are you
my
singing
name.
that song?
It's good, I don't know. I played it at the end of the show, and it came out when I was in high school. So...
You know what else was hot like Mexico rejoice was the chicken fingers from Cane's when they first showed up.
Yeah.
And then by the time they were in the bellies of everybody else in the building, they were probably ice cold.
How long did it take you to get your chicken fingers? It was at least one segment.
It was one break. Yeah, so 20 minutes.
You were one of the last.
Yeah, it was getting pretty dicey by the time I walked out there. Not a lot left to pick from.
Yeah, it was incredible. I've never seen it like that. It was like sharks chumming.
Hey, so
Has nothing to do with Greg Norman.
this is probably not worth even mentioning because this might deserve a full segment on the Power Trip one day.
Like Zach got?
No, it's a different kind of segment. It's not an outing. The new Elon algorithm, the new Twitter algorithm, I get a whole bunch of stuff on my timeline that I don't follow.
Yeah.
And then I also get stuff pretty frequently where I'm like, wow, why? I wonder why Twitter thinks I would like this, right? But then once in a while, I get something in between those two, which is, all right, I don't follow this account, but this is something I would normally click on. So like, wow, all right, they're doing something right because this is a suggested tweet that I'm like, yeah, I would normally find. Anyway, I'm scrolling the other day, and I see a picture of a tiger shark.
Tiger shark.
And again, I'm going, look at Elon's little fucking algorithm. I like sharks. So I start reading this story.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to read it to you?
Yes.
This is, if this ain't a fucking movie at some point.
Does it have anything to do with the guy that got eaten in Egypt a couple days ago?
No, that video was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. No, this is almost 100 years ago. This is the most fascinating thing I've heard in a long time. And again, now I got to scroll back. Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves. Rhode Island. Neither a road nor an island. Discuss.
Sauce, do you have any other bets on golf this week or just...
Yeah, I took the top 3 favorites, and then I took Corey's guy Morikawa, because my whole bit was if I get the first pick in the bid, I'm going to take Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah,
so
of
I
course.
bet on him anyway, because getting Scotty Scheffler at 20, whatever it is, if we can get him through our bet, it'd be way better. So, yeah, I have a few of them. Yeah.
All right, I found it. Here we go. Sauce, I'm going to ask you to pay attention because this story is fucking unbelievable. But by all accounts, because I looked it up on a couple of other websites, this is a true story. This has to be a movie.
Go ahead.
Tell me when you're ready.
Sure.
Just text her back later. Ready? Check this shit out. 1935. Fishermen in Sydney, Australia catch a tiger shark. And they put it on display in an aquarium. So they catch it, keep it alive. They throw it on display in an aquarium. Cool, a tiger shark swimming around. About a week later, the shark seems to get sick and throws up in front of a small crowd. Pukes up something it had previously eaten, leaving the left hand and forearm of a man bearing a distinctive tattoo floating in the pool. So a tiger shark pukes up a forearm and a hand, but the forearm has a tattoo on it that's pretty distinct. So they're like, oh, shit. Fingerprints of the hand identified the arm as that of former boxer and petty criminal James, or Jim, Smith, who had been missing since April of that year. So missing dude gets puked up by a tiger shark. Pretty crazy, right? That maybe he never gets found if that tiger shark just processes that forearm cleanly, but instead he gets sick and throws it up. Here's where the story gets crazy. Examination revealed that the limb had been severed with a knife, which resulted then in a murder investigation. So the cops realized, oh, wait a minute, this dude just didn't get eaten by a tiger shark. Somebody cut off this guy's arm, and the shark ate it.
Jesus.
Early inquiries implicated a Sydney businessman named Reginald William Lloyd Holmes. Holmes was a fraudster and a smuggler who also managed a successful family boat-building business. Holmes had employed Smith several times to work insurance scams. So again, the guy that's dead, also a troublemaker, right, into illegal stuff. The pair then soon began engaged in criminal activity with Patrick Francis Brady, an ex-serviceman and convicted forger. So again, a whole bunch of crime,
a whole circle
all
of
over
crime.
the place.
Yeah.
Smith was last seen drinking and playing cards with Patrick Francis Brady at the Cecil Hotel in Sydney, or right outside of Sydney, on April 7th of 1935, after telling his wife he was going fishing. Brady had rented a small cottage at the time Smith became missing. Police allege that Smith was murdered at this cottage. Port Hacking and Gunnamatta Bay were searched by the Navy and the Air Force, but the rest of Smith's body was never found. Brady was arrested on May 16th and charged with the murder of Smith. Again, there's one last just crazy twist here. So initially, this guy Holmes denied any association with Brady, but 4 days later, on May 20th, 1935, he goes into a boat shed and tries to shoot himself in the head to kill himself, because I think he knows, crap, they know it's me.
It's over. He's cornered.
So he goes to shoot himself with, you might call it a .355 Magnum, but it was actually a .32 caliber pistol. But instead, the bullet flattens against the bone of his forehead, so he was merely stunned. So he tries to shoot himself in the head. The bullet flattens against the dude's forehead. He gets stunned, revives himself after trying to kill himself, climbs into a boat, and gets into a 4-hour police chase before they eventually catch him, and then he's convicted and all this stuff. So if that tiger shark doesn't puke up the guy's arm, all of these other things don't happen.
That's incredible.
Guy tries to kill himself, survives it, and then gets in a 4-hour boat chase.
Well, he must be a relative of mine if his head stopped a bullet.
Holmes eventually cooperated with the police, stating that Brady had killed Smith. So again, Holmes wasn't the one that did it, but Brady did. Brady had killed Smith, dismembered. Oh, by the way, how about this? I forgot to tell you this part. This isn't in the post, but it was on the Wikipedia entry. So Brady kills Smith, dismembers his body, stows it into a trunk that he had thrown into the bay. According to Wikipedia, the tiger shark had eaten a smaller shark that had eaten the arm.
What?
Wow.
So it wasn't even that the tiger shark ate it. The speculation is that that shark ate another shark that had eaten the arm. This is like fucking Odell Lake.
This is incredible, yeah. This
How is
is
that not a movie?
It should be, yeah.
So here's the real question. How did Twitter know you'd love that?
Because we talk a lot about sharks. I'm showing you guys this. I saw that picture of a shark, and I'm like, I'm reading this post.
Yeah.
I get about 2 paragraphs in. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? What is happening?
So here's a serious Twitter question for you then. How much of your guys' show prep is legitimately Twitter?
Mine is a good amount, yeah.
I would say mine is 50 to 60%.
Mine's a good amount because most of the stuff that he just said and Hockey just said is either going to a lot of times like big stories like when we talked about the kids in was it Colombia?
Yeah. Yep.
Any follow-up story from that, all three of us and even Zach were all tagged in it. So then I'll read it. Most of mine is off that. There's like 5 or 6 websites. I peruse at night and then I look at them again because they're updated. Mm-hmm. But yeah, most of it is Twitter for me. Yeah,
so
sure.
I think the difference is my website rotation for the big hitters, right? Like sports scores, schedules, trades, retirements, all that kind of stuff, right? Signings. That's ESPN.com, SI.com, CBSSports.com, Yahoo, whatever.
Yeah.
Pro Football Talk. I go through like
JMOG.com.
I go through like my 6 to 10 websites, though. Those have all the headlines, and a lot of them obviously overlap. What Twitter's good for is like, Jorge Polanco got a tattoo of, Elmo on his ass cheek.
Zach's rim.
And I'm like, well, that's more interesting than the sports score.
And they found it in a Shark Tank.
Right. So
your rim is on his arm.
I think Twitter's better for fun stories. Like, for example, I'll give you one in the last 24 hours. All those websites I just named had no mention of the Karl Anthony Towns quote. I saw all of that on Twitter.
Yeah, same.
So that's the most preposterous thing we talked about this morning. Outside, we talked about U.S. Open, Twins score,
Rosie enjoying the massage,
right? So a lot of times Twitter is like my fringe sports, and then the rest of the websites are the headlines.
Sure,
Twitter's the fun stuff.
Twitter does.
So but let's go full circle. We can wrap up the podcast like this. Think about this. So, dude gets dismembered, right?
Sure.
Stay with me. Dude gets dismembered, and a shark eats the dismembered arm. Then another tiger shark eats that shark, right? At least those fuckers had access to some arm to eat because some other shark who doesn't work for that radio station didn't eat that arm first.
Thursdays.
That second tiger shark's like, motherfucker, that was supposed to be my arm.
Right.
But little shark comes in and is like, I'm hungry. There's a forearm. It's not your fucking forearm.
Yeah, it's not your fucking forearm.
This is Guantanamo Bay or whatever bay I just said is in Australia.
Guantanamo Bay?
Yeah, this is Guantanamo Bay in 1935.
Which is...
This is my forearm territory.
Yeah.
Don't you dare eat it. So what did he do? He killed that son of a bitch. Ate a shark that ate a forearm. Point is, moral of the story, kids, don't eat other people's Raising Cane's chicken fingers. Or sauce will dismember you and feed you to sharks.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I think I may have gone a little bit overboard, but my whole thing is like, as Nate was saying, just common decency. Mm-hmm. Don't take 40 of them. Take 2.
Were there people, when you were watching them steal chicken fingers from us, if somebody had stopped time and said, you can throw this person into a shark-infested water right now, would you have done it?
No, because that one person didn't take it.
Oh, I got you.
Oh. Yeah.
Jesus. I got dark.
What a weird show.
I'm kidding.
Sure you are.
What a weird podcast. Corey, have fun in Vegas, man. Go to the parade.
I'm going to win.
Go to the parade.
This is my year.
Oh.
I'm going to win.
Oh, no, yeah, that parade.
Not that parade, the other parade.
That other
Go to all
parade.
the
The parade. Parades are great.
Okay, bye.